Or it's too late? Okay, we need to try it from before. Okay, don't worry about that. Some pieces of this will appear on my external Facebook. Who's? Let me mute. Is that Larry? Okay, I mute you. Oh, I don't have admin right. I can't mute anybody, can I? Oh, okay. Don't worry about that. We'll see what we can do with this. So, as I was saying before, the only reason why we are here is to see how we can realize God's potential. That means if you are in the States, you already are familiar with what I'm going to say now. The American Constitution says this: we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and each of us is endowed. You know what it means to be endowed? Right? Who can remind me? Just put up your hand again if you know what the first few lines of the American Constitution says. The British ones will come. Folks in London will tell you later. Except, of course, you're doing American history in your A level, then you know this. So, how many of us can recall the American Constitution? Put up your hand. Some people's hands are stuck in the air. Okay, and some people don't want to put up their hand, whatever I say. So, how many of you know what the American Constitution says at the opening paragraph, the opening shot? 1, 2, 3. The same 4. It looks as if only 4 people will win the prize. The prize I'm giving you is an expensive prize, so be sure that you participate. Yeah, Tony, can you give Tony the mic to talk for 1 minute? Tony, can you tell us what the American Constitution says? Where's Tony? Okay, now, can you tell me who can recite the American Constitution? The opening paragraph. We hold this blah, 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 blah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to come back. How many of you are in middle school? That means you are in key. If it's Britain, they call it Key Stage 3. If it's in the US, it's called middle school. If it's in Germany, Dutch call it, before you switch on to your specialist college in Germany. I forgot you now. Why are my friends? Why are my friends from Germany? Why are those from Heidelberg? Is anybody there from Heidelberg? Those in Germany? Oh, you're from, East Berlin. We were in Berlin before the walls came down. Yes, that's right. East Berlin. East ein bisschen Deutsch. East ein bisschen Deutsch. Okay, thank you. So, now everybody in the house, you need to understand one thing. That when you were created, it was a miracle you were even made. It has been scientifically established. This is science. This is not... When Dr. Debo starts talking scriptures, we'll come back to that. But this is scientific fact. Every human being here that is logged into this class, there was a statistical probability that you will not exist. I mean, something could have happened to your father before your father got to the age of being able to father you, or something else could have happened to your mother before your mother became of age to give birth to you. So the probability of you existing is 1 in 400 trillion. How many of the middle school kids know what a trillion is? How many zeros are in a trillion? In 1 million, there are 6 zeros. How many zeros are in 1 billion and how many are in a trillion? Who can help me? This is an interactive class. It's not a lecture. I'm not going to tell you everything and then you try and remember. Yes? How many zeros are in 1 trillion? Nancy Pelosi just passed now. You know, Nancy Pelosi, she just passed 2.3 trillion for you as part of the stimulus. So, who can tell how many zeros? Akin. Akin. How many zeros? He said 9 zeros in 1 trillion. Okay, who else agrees? Who agrees with him? Okay, who disagrees? Tell us. Is it more or less? More, thank you. But this is hot news now. Every newspaper I read now tells me this. The one of yesterday also told me this. Who else can help us? How many zeros are in 1 trillion? 12. 12, thank you. Who said 12 first? No, I know, that's why who said it first? Who is me? Okay. The next time I'm going to ask you to type it on the chat box. Can you all click on your chat box? I'm going to get you. How many of you are homeschooling now? How many of you are getting your classes through Zoom or Teams or Skype? Please, can you put up type in your chat box, I get my class through Zoom, or I get it through Teams, or I get it only through email. Depending on what state you are in, some blue states, they have Teams all day. Others have Zoom. Others have absolutely nothing except email. Please type in there, thank you. Mention, yes. David, I do. No, what do you mean you do? Type in Teams. If your school is by Teams, type in Zoom. If your school is by Zoom, type in email if your school is by email. I need to see your reaction. If not, I think there's a bot. I think there's a bot in your room. You know what a bot is? A robot. Good. Good, I can get that. I can zoom. I can zoom. Oh, most of you are doing your class in Zoom. That's good. So you're very familiar with this then. You should teach me how to use this. You're homeschooling and you're not going to school. But how are you getting your classes? How are you getting your education? So you're going to type that later. Fine. So what I want you to do is interact with me. Click on the chat. If you have anything to say, I'll respond to that. Now let's go back to our slide. Let's go back to our slide. And please tell me if the slide you are seeing, I need to see what slide you're seeing. Okay, has anybody seen any slides? Okay. Is everybody seeing that? Okay. Please tell me if it changes. Has it changed now? Okay, what photograph can you see on the left? Oh my goodness. So many Formula One fans in the house. Wow. And the one to, and the one to the right. The one to the right? No, no, Dr. Dibo, I don't want you to. I want some people from. I want to hear some American accent. You don't know? Yes. That's right. This is the Mercedes Benz sponsors a big conference every year. It takes place in Frankfurt, and it's called the Me Convention. And because Louis Hamilton drives Mercedes, and the lady on the other side also had a contract with Mercedes, she interviewed her. Okay, please, all the girls in the room, particularly those that are interested in technology, keep an eye on that lady. If you're a lady on this call and you're interested in technology, please keep an eye on her. I'm going to ask you questions about her later. When I ask you about her later, you cannot say you don't know who she is. Okay? So, can you now see the next slide? Yeah, who can read it out to me? Thank you. So this is what we are going to work out today. Why are some people getting 100% success effortlessly in their education, success in employment, and success in business? Why? Because we need to be able to find out what are the components that guarantees you are not hoping, you are not praying, you are not thinking, you know, like you know your middle name, that you are going to be successful. I need you to get out your pens, get out your paper, because you are going to hear some things for the first time in your life. Now, those of you that have access to the chat box, please type on the chat box whether or not you are a genius. Type, I am a genius, or my teacher said I'm not a genius, or I'm a D candidate, or I'm a B candidate. Please type for me right now who you think you are. I know some of you get 100% in one subject, others don't get 100%. I need you to introduce yourself to me, because I'm going to introduce myself to you shortly. Because this slide tells you a little bit of who I am, that I teach. That's what the French will call professor. That I advise, that means I'm a consultant to different leaders, presidents, governments, and those that lead the industry. I normally run this course as a face-to-face and then also Facebook Live, as there are some of the dates where this course normally runs every year, or approximately around this time. So the Excellence in Education program works with particularly inner city children, real inner city children that have real difficulty learning in schools. So I'm going to show you a few things when the ball starts playing. I'm going to be able to share with you. So please, I've told you a little bit of myself. This is not about me, but this is how to get you to exceed whatever you've been told before now. All your school reports before now, and please, if you have it, we are going to start from that basis. And how many of you did a Google search on me before today when you saw you were coming on this program? Oh, I'm a genius. So many geniuses in the house. Wow. Wow, Beverly. I'm a genius. Oh, so many. Then we might as well go home. Those of you that have not interacted, you're losing money. Because if you're interacting, you will win a prize at the end. So I'm not begging you to interact. It's just that your friends that is interacting will win something and you may not win. And I want to give everybody the opportunity to win. Doesn't matter who you are. So all of you think you are geniuses. It makes life easy. Can you prove it? How did you know that you were a genius? Just type, my teacher told me, or I did a test. How did you know that you were a genius? So, before you go ahead, because some of you are still not sure, you are listening to another genius, does that make you a genius? Or have the mind of Christ, does that make you a genius? I have the Holy Spirit, does that make you a genius? Again, my teacher told me so, and I know it, does that make you a genius? Okay, thank you. I'm going to ask a follow-up question. How many of you either enjoyed a scholarship? That means the person sitting to your left paid money to go to elementary school and you did not pay money. Or how many of you enjoyed a scholarship? That means the person sitting on your right or your left in middle school paid money and you didn't pay anything. Or how many of you enjoyed a scholarship when you went to senior high? Or for those of you that have not graduated, how many of you are currently enjoying the scholarship? Or those of you that said you were geniuses, type in there. Those of you that are scholars. Type it. I would really like to know. Those of you that are scholars, type it. I would like to know why you think you are a scholar. No, I know you are a scholar. I want evidence that you enjoyed scholarship, either when you went to college, that means you had no school, you had no tuition, you didn't pay anything, or you didn't pay accommodation and tuition. I need to put it there because we want that as evidence. Today, we want it to be evidence-based. Make sure you type it there because I'm going to come back in a moment. I'm going to return to the slide in 1 minute and then see some examples of recent geniuses. I'm moving the slide now. What can you see on the slide now? That should have moved a little bit. That the Oxford Mill. And what can you read on the Oxford Mill? Sorry, it went. We need to go back. Good. Now the Oxford Mill has two boys. Can you see that? And they are holding on to what? Yes, good. Somebody's got sharp eyes. Who's got eyes like an eagle? Now, all of you look very closely at those boys. And if you like, you can screenshot this. Because the boys, they are holding the book I'm holding. I'm holding a book here. It's called the Mathematics Manual. This math manual is used by undergraduate students. That means people at college, first year, second year, or university first year, second year, depending on what side of the Atlantic you're in. And those boys read the same book, and after 9 months, they were able to understand the mathematics that is taught for 5 years to high school students. They wrote the same exam as senior highs at the age of 7 and what other age? 9. And the reason why they had to be featured by the newspaper is that year they were the youngest, type that down there, the youngest ever that whole year in the whole of the United Kingdom, and by the way, the whole of Europe. They were the youngest to pass the high school, senior high diploma in mathematics. And look at their ages. Can you see their ages there? Yeah, that's why they were in the news. Because most newspapers know. Because the statistic was that 300,000, listen to this, 300,000 boys and girls that were aged 16 wrote the same exam and failed. I mean, they got below 20%. And these ones wrote that exam and magically, that's what they called it, magically passed. So the newspapers wanted to know, what book did you read, how did you do it, and that's why that newspaper story is there. Please, can you grab the screen? Make sure you get the screen dump for this. Or you can take their name. The junior one is Francis Kyrian. And when we finish, you can type their name and Google it. There were other newspapers that carried them. They were the news. Every news channel carried them. It's like winning the Olympics, you know. If you become a state champion, people will like you. I want to find out, how did you become a state champion? If you are a champion in your class, your classmates will like you. If you are a champion in your schoolmates will like you. If you are a champion in your county mates will like you. But these ones were national and continental champions for that year. So you're going to go and find out which year it was. I'm not going to tell you that. Then next story to that, can you see the photographs? What's the next story to that? Who can read the headline to me, please? Yeah, keep going. Okay. Who read that? Who is the person that read the other one? Have you done the screen grab of this? Make sure you get the screen grab. Let's go back to stop the screen. Who read the sentence, the headline? Who? You're not using your chart. I'm going to charge for this. If I have to look at the screen and check your name, who read it? Who read the headline? Beverly, you started reading it, but somebody read to the end. Who read to the end? Oh, Freeman? Yeah, Freeman from Germany. We forgive you because you mispronounced the name that the Prince of Wales and royalties attend. That school is very difficult to get in school. It's the most expensive school in the entire English-speaking world. I want all of you, if you have a boy or you have a son, can you write that down? That's one thing you're taking away today. That is the most prestigious school on planet Earth. And when you go there, you're going to see people like Prince Harry. Who knows Prince Harry in the house? What's happening to my video? Who knows Prince Harry in the house? Okay. Who knows Prince William? Who knows Prince William? Good. Okay. Who knows Prince Charles? Good. Okay. Who knows Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II? All of these people had teachers teaching there. Prince Charles, the next in line to the throne, finished from that school. Prince William finished, the second in line to the throne, finished from that school. Prince Harry, the sixth, no, Prince Harry is not the fifth because he has a son. Okay, Prince Harry finished from Eton. Now, to go into Eton as a student, listen to this, you pay £35,000 per year. And that's excluding the other things you have to pay with it, right? Now, listen to this story. The average salary in the UK is £26,000. Let me say this slowly. The average salary, that means the average person that works in the UK earns £26,000. The school fees for this school is 30 what? What did I say? So that means your salary cannot pay the school fee. so you have to be super rich. Yes. Now, the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, his name is Boris Johnson. He finished from Eton College. He finished from that college. The previous Prime Minister, the previous male Prime Minister, David Cameron, he finished from that college. The current cabinet, that means all the big ministers we have, all the big people we have in government, the people that determine the budget, is a committee of 6 people. 5 of them finished from that college. Now, if you go to the judges, all the top judges, you know, our Supreme Court judges, 80% of them finished from that college. So everybody wants to go to that college. So I'm going to show you the screen again so that you have a background to what I'm saying about being a genius. So to enter that school, you have to write 3 separate exams. And they are tough exams. That's if you are smart enough. That's when you even get admissions. That means to come in and be admitted into the college. Number 2, if you have a son right now, who has a son here? Can you wave who has a son? Can you type son? And write the age of your son. Just write son and write the age, please. Son, if you don't use the chat, I'm going to make sure that you don't get any presents from me. I'm going to drill you to swim. Thank you. Your son is 9 years old. Oh. Your son is 35 years old. Oh. Keep going. Your son is 19 years old. Oh. Keep going. Son is 3 years old. Hey. I like that. 3 years old, we can still retrieve that. Keep going. Keep going. How many of you have sons that are months old? Like 6 months old or 8 months old? None? Is there anybody that thinks, oh Lord, nobody here? Okay, let me tell you a quick tip. For coming on this program today, I'll let you know this. Most people don't know this. If you have a son, no, hang on. If you are pregnant, the minute you know you are pregnant, because they said, Jeremiah said, I knew you from your mother's womb. That means you're a fetus. You're a fetus. Right? Who can tell me, when do you start planning for your child's education? Who can tell me this? Let somebody help me. I need to be educated. When do you start thinking of your son's education? We'll come to daughter in a minute. The daughters and the son, I'll tell you the essential difference. At what age do you start planning for your son's education? Please type in. Type in there. Thank you. Somebody said from marriage. Somebody said in the womb. I'm going to ask for evidence in a minute. Somebody said in the womb. Somebody said in the womb. Somebody said before conception. More. As soon as you knew you were pregnant. Someone said at 1, do you mean 1 month? 1 year? Freeman, you got to tell us which one you mean. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, at birth. Okay. So how many of you registered your own son at birth in a school? I mean, you went to a school to say, my son is just born. Here is the form. I'll fill it. When he grows up, he's going to come here. How many of you registered your son at birth? That means the day you gave birth to the son, you went to go and register him for his high school. That means the school is going to start when he's 13. You went and registered him. You went to the head teacher to say, I've just had a boy. We don't have a name yet. In 7 days, we'll have a name. But by the way, can you put his father's name? This is the son's name. I'll come back with his name later when we have a birth certificate. How many of you did that? Oh, somebody's laughing out loud. Oh, somebody's laughing. Oh, they think I'm making this up. Oh, somebody wrote nobody. Don't say nobody. Say nobody that you know. Don't say nobody, please. Say none of your friends. Okay. I'm going to show you a video. Pastor, I don't know whether I have it. I think Dr. Debo will testify to this. Dr. Debo, where was I when Prince George was born? Prince George, the eldest son of Prince William. Where was I? You can tell. I thought you knew. CNN told you where I was. BBC told you where I was. Oh no, it was war-to-war coverage. There was war-to. Prince William was still at home. Kate was still home. We went as advance party to Lido Ward of St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, where the baby was going to be born. We went ahead of time. I'm going to show you some of the video clips. Okay, who can guess where was I when the sister Charlotte, Princess Charlotte, was born? Where was I? Who can guess? Yeah, we were in the hospital before the mother came. As soon as she was in labor, everybody was drafted in. Do you know why? Because a prince or a princess is going to be born. They make a big drama about it in the entire kingdom. Because in the kingdom he's going to be born into, he has a role to play, and that role is predefined. They believe the book of Jeremiah like every single word. And then when Louis, the last one, was born, guess where I was? I was in the hospital before the mother came. You didn't get me. Some of you, yeah, laugh out loud. Thank you. Some of you are laughing. The mother was still at home. the mother was at home. She was at Kensington Palace. We left Kensington Palace. Those of you that go on this program, I'm going to show you. We are going to go visit them in Kensington. I think some of you think I'm making it up. When you come on this program, I'm going to take your hand. We're going to go all the way to Kensington Palace. That's where Princess Diana lived before she went to glory. And then that's where Prince Charles was living then. That's where the seat of the monarchy, the British monarchy, used to be. I will take you there. It's called Kensington High Street. That's the underground tube station. I will take you physically inside the palace. This is a guarantee. When you sign on the program, I'll take you there because we have programs there every year. All right? Where are the boys in the house? All the boys in the house will go there. We'll have an ice cream party. They don't want to go home after the ice cream party because they enjoy it. This is the reason why some people are successful and others are not. They identify their calling before birth. They knew they was going to be giving birth into a kingdom. They don't call them a boy. They call him a prince because he already has his role defined. We have met parents when we do our seminars. Oh, he's only a little boy. Oh, let him play. I said, what do you think he's going to be when he grows up? He said, we don't know yet. We'll find out later. No, 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 no. If you're a woman in the house, no. A woman in the house, before you go to the shop to buy shoes, you make up your mind what the shoe is going to be used for. Some of you buy open shoes, you use it in the summer. Others buy closed shoes, you use it in the winter. If you buy a t-shirt, you know you're going to use it in the summer. So if you allocate a function to an object, like your shoes, like a shoe, and then your shirt, and you don't have a function or a vision for your son or your child, give that child up for adoption. Please do. If you don't have a planned life for a child, I plead with you, I will adopt that child. Because you were called at birth. All of you were called at birth. That's why they have your name. You know, I love this. You know, I love the Spanish people. You know, this in Spanish, we say, ¿Cómo se llamo? How many of you are Spanish here? How many of you understand Spanish? In Spanish, we say, ¿Cómo se llamo? That means, what is your calling? What are you called for? What are you called by? In England, we call it name. But in Spanish, we call it calling. So when I call you Peter, I'm calling you by your calling. That is why they said, your name shall no longer be Abraham, it shall be called Abraham. At birth, you lay a foundation that is so strong that anything in hell will recognize this one has a calling. Oh, how many of you are Yoruba here? Who's Yoruba here? How many of you from the Yoruba tribe? Now, can you put up your hand if you're from the Yoruba tribe? There's a Yoruba group. Now, I will tell you, the Oni of Ife will tell you this, and I did an interview, and I'm going to share this with you. They look for the destiny of the child while the child is in the mother's womb. The grandmothers of the father, the mother of the father and the mother of the mother, they come together, two grandmothers come together, and they go and consult the gods. I read this. They go and consult Oromila. They go and consult Shongo and say, somebody is coming to this house. A child is coming to this lineage. Who is this child? And then the gods, their gods tell them that it's the grandfather that is coming back again. And then they name that child Baba Tunde. How many of you have friends that are called Tunde? Please, can you put up your hand? Now, how many? Yes, now, do you understand that? They don't name a child Rose because they saw a rose just by the hospital. They don't. They took the childbearing very seriously. It's so serious that it unites any family that was at war before. So the day you give birth to a child is not an event. It is a 1 in a 400 trillion event. Oh, I wish you knew this. If you knew this, you would know the value of life. He said, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and suffer the loss of his soul? That means the entire wealth in the whole world on one side is less than one little baby that you give birth to. What is the value of life? That's what I'm asking you. Some people invest more in their house than in the child. Others invest more in their car than in the child. Hey, you cannot get a replacement for a child. I have a great friend. His name is, I don't know whether to name him, but I have a great friend. He went to the best college in Oxford. His brother went to the best college in Oxford. He finished and he became an MP. And then he became a minister under Tony Blair. And when it came to having children, he could not have one child. Remember, he's married to somebody that is rich. He is powerful and rich. And they wanted one child. They couldn't get one. They had to go for IVF. It was not successful. Then they had to go and join the queue for adoption. He was so humiliated because of the convoluted adoption system in the UK. He had to go to the US to go and adopt a child. This is a minister with money, with wealth. And with all that he can have, he could not get this miracle of 1 in 400 trillions. Somebody said a trillion is 1 and 12 zeros, and you are right. And that, if you work that out on your calculator, you see that you did not come here by accident. If anybody ever told you you came here by accident, the person told you a lie. Because when they say you were fearfully and wonderfully made, this is what is scientifically proven. You came as 1 in 400 trillion. The cell that gave birth to you could have missed it. So when you look down on human beings, it's because you don't know what a human being is. You haven't made one yet. Until you can make a human being, you can't look down on anyone. What I'm telling you now, they don't teach it in teacher training. So teachers think in a classroom that there are 30 people. You don't have 30 people. You have 30 greatness wishing to express themselves because they were made by someone that is great. You have 30 super geniuses in front of you, and you are looking, how do I realize the genius in every child? So do you understand what I say when I say you are a genius? So do you understand what I say? My own children, at birth, before they have their names. Anna, did you get my PDF files? You need to go and check your Gmail. Dr. Adibo. Dr. Adibo, did you get my PDF slide? Okay, so we'll come back to this later. So let me say this. When the baby comes out of the mother's birth canal, at the sound of that baby's voice, at the beginning of a new life, at the opening of a new gateway, there's something that happens on planet Earth. That is why when people just forget their birthday, I mean, you must be kidding. Someone forgets their birthday, a significant day, a big day of joy. Pastor Debo and who else now? Tony too, Wale, who else? Anyone from the Yoruba extraction, they will tell you this. They count down day 1, day 2, day 3, day 7. And all the friends and families, all of them that are related, they come for a big party. Is that true? Who can verify this? Okay. There's somebody that you can testify. His name is Abiola. Who knows Abiola? It was Chief Abiola. Yeah, who was heard about Chief Abiola? Yeah. Did you hear his name? They called him by his destiny. Because that's what, before you give a name to any child, please, I'm begging you, consult who gave that child to you, because you didn't get that child. From what you heard from me today, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama got married, they couldn't have a child. Who knows the story? Who knows the Michelle Obama story? Type in on your chat, say, I know Michelle Obama story about delivering the girls. Who knows the story? Be honest, if you don't know the story, that's the first prize I'm giving out today. Is the autobiography. That means the story of Michelle Obama and Barack Obama as told by Michelle Obama. In the book, I'm going to give it to you because I'm not trying to encourage you. I'm giving you facts that you can verify and you can see. When Michelle Obama got married to Barack Obama, they could not have a child. They went on go and see the OBGYN. OBGYN is what the English called gynecologist. But I don't want to spoil the story for you. I'm going to give you the book. You're going to go and read it. And understand the value of the child that you've been given. You've been given a gift. You'll be given a perfect gift. So you have to look after it before, during, and after pregnancy. So in Eaton College that I showed you, you register your child at birth or before the age of 1. After the age of 1, you have missed the boat. You have to go for another type of registration. So did you see why I was exclaiming when I was looking for a baby? You know, when I said you should write the name, your son and the age of your son. Did you see? Who saw that? Who saw that? Yeah, Luther? Is Luther King there? Yeah. Did you see what I was exclaiming when people were writing the names of, writing the age of their sons? Because I was hoping that somebody today can register before they are 1, before they are age 12 months. Because there's a special benefit conferred on you if you register at birth. And that child is then monitored by the school. When it's 1, they will send you a letter. When it's 2, they will send you a letter. Because when it's 1, you register, they will send a letter confirming this is the age, this is the date of birth, this is the month of birth. Because your month of birth is as significant as your name. If you are giving birth to in the month of August, can you put up your hand if you're born August born? Yeah, thank you, Grace. Grace wrote that Michelle did IVF. That is cool. You've read the book, have you? Grace, can you confirm on your chat? Have you read the book? Becoming, yes, thank you. So you understand the story. It means that children are very, very precious. If children were for sale, let me tell you the truth. If children were for sale, Richard Branson would have bought all the children that are the brightest and will leave the ones that are disabled for you to buy. Did you know that? Yes? If children were for sale, you will not even be able to buy your own children now. They will give you one with one eye or no eye. I'm telling you the truth. Richard Branson would have had a franchise. And all the good ones, he would select it and give it to his friends. But God gave you a gift. And God gave you a child with 2 eyes, with 2 legs, and then you get busy doing something else. Come on. Come on. Better return that child to the owner, who is God. You were just an envelope that expressed that child to this generation. You are not the owner of the child. No man can make one cell, let alone make one tissue, let alone make one organ, let alone make one human being. So I hope you got that now. Those of you that are pregnant, make sure you do not make the mistake ever. When your son is going to be born or your daughter is going to be born, you got to let us know, and then we go do exactly what I did. With who saw the birth of Archie? Who saw the coverage of the birth of Archie? The son of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Who saw it? Who saw it? Please type yes. When Meghan was giving birth, for 3 days I didn't sleep. By the way, I was not home. We had to go all the way to Windsor. Check the news. I was on CBS. I was on CNN. Check the news. It was all over the newspaper. Every single royal that is born, there is drama about it. But the underlining the drama, there is a biblical principle being followed. Underlining the drama. I know the tablet will tell you cock and bull story about it. So the day you give birth to your son or your daughter, there was underlining biblical significance. And only your grandparents can explain to you what you should have done. So if you're a child in the house, understand that you are a great child. If any teacher tells you you are just a normal person, just be respectful to the teacher. The teacher is wrong. Because mathematically, the teacher doesn't know that you are 1 in 400 trillion. Please, can you write that down? Anytime anybody tells you you are ordinary, tell them a big smile. And ask them, do they really mean what they say? Say no. You tell them you heard from me that the scientists calculated the probability of you existing. It was 1 in 400 trillion. Please write that down. So when somebody tells you were fearfully and wonderfully made, this is what they are trying to tell you. Because Tiger Woods' father understood this. And right from when he was born, he knew what to do. Tiger Woods. You know Tiger? Who knows Tiger Woods? Who knows the golfer? Please type. Who knows the golfer? Yeah, you're 1 in 4 trillion. No, not 4 trillion. Come on. Who is writing 1 in 4 trillion? No, I didn't say you are 1 in 4 trillion. You are 1 in 400 trillion. 400 trillion. You are 1. The probability of you existing is 1 point. Then 1, you know, tomorrow it may rain and tomorrow it may be sunny, right? That means the probability of it raining tomorrow is 1/2. If it's summer, the probability of it shining is almost 1. Can you remember? It's close to 1. If it's summer, the probability of it snowing is close to 0. That means never happening at all. So you were an impossibility. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You were an impossibility, scientifically. We'll come back to the pages of the scriptures later, if we have time. But the science is there to confirm what Dr. Adibo has been trying to share with you. And what you think is a joke. And what your teacher thinks is a joke. And what sometimes your mother says is a joke. What your cousin says is a joke. What your employer says is a joke. What your bank manager says is a joke. Because your bank manager looks at your bank account and says your credit is low. Therefore, you are less than a human being. And they treat you like you're a leper. Your doctors look at you and say you are diseased. And because you are diseased, because they said that to my grandmother, they said I was autistic. How many of you have heard the word autistic and dyslexia? They said that to my grandmother and said I was autistic. And my grandmother asked them, is that all? Because they thought my grandmother was going to be very, very depressed. My grandmother had to tell them, look, I had a son. I had a big brother. By the way, this is true. I had a big brother, and he died before he was 2. Then I had another big brother, and he died when he was 18 months. So when I came along and I survived the first 2 years, my grandmother was very happy. And then now she sends me to school at 5, and the teacher is saying, what? He is what? So at least he's alive. Because she lost 2 grandchildren before it was my turn. So she was not ready to be schooled by a teacher telling her what I can or cannot do. If your teacher says you can't do Latin, that's your teacher's opinion. It has nothing to do with you. You see, none of your business. If your teacher says you find math difficult, I say it is none of your business. It is a teacher's business. All of you on this call, you know one gentleman. If I mention his name now, I think I better mention it so that you know. This gentleman was born and he went to school and they told him, because he had a big brother. So his big brother was 2 years ahead of him. So, oh, you're not like your big brother, you see. your lift, your intellectual elevator doesn't get to the highest. They were very, and then they told the mom. And the mom just responded like my grandmother. Said, look, you mean you can't teach him that subject? I'll get another teacher. If you can't, I'll get another teacher. That person became the president of the United States. This person was labeled a failure by his elementary school. He was teased and taunted by his middle school. I'm going to tell you his name. I can't stand the temptation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to tell you his name. Because when his mother died, he was weeping like a baby. This is a former president. And they said, the journalist said, excuse me, sir. Why are you weeping like a baby? Don't you know that your mother was old enough? He said, no, you don't understand. If that woman wasn't my mother, I could never, ever have gone to the White House. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking of George Walker Bush. George Bush, not the senior, the junior, wept at his mother's funeral. Not because the mother died, but because the person that saw the genius in him, when everybody was making fun of him, was going. Don't believe what I'm saying. I want you to, I'm so pleased that is recent history, you can verify it. George Walker Bush was made fun of at high school. He was made fun of at middle school. And when the mother said he was going to apply to Yale, they just snipped at her. They said, look at you. You have an inflected opinion of a dunce. They told her to her face. And if she believed half of what they said, that boy would never have gone to college. It's about time you stop believing the lies somebody is telling about you and start believing that you are 1 to 400 trillion. That's what you are. You are so rare, you are so important, you are so unique that your calculator cannot work that out. Most of you that have, if you have a normal calculator, it will give you error. You have to get a scientific calculator to be able to work this because the number of decimal points that it's going to give you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If you understand what I'm saying, please type Bush. Type Bush equals genius, not mediocre. Type it now. I need you to type it so that you understand that the piece of paper they gave you saying you got 70% in maths, 20% in English, 5% in literature, is none of your business. It doesn't describe you. It describes their opinion about you, and it's good for them. It has nothing to do with you. Because Bush was giving worse math than you. I'm going to come back later. I'll tell you what they told Oprah Winfrey in school. I'm going to tell you what they told Warren Buffett in school. I'm going to tell you what they told Denzel Washington in school. I'm going to tell you what they told Michael Jordan in school. Michael Jordan was cut out from his high school team. His PE teacher looked him in the eye and said, "You're not the child that can play this sport." They dropped him. He was not in the high school team. So you can decide to believe a lie or you can work for the truth. I know you didn't get ready for this. You thought you were coming for a nice seminar where someone will just tell you about this. No, I've got to tell you who you are first, so that when you start manifesting your genius, everybody recognizes that you were wonderfully and fearfully made, and you are pretending to be ordinary. You are pretending to be a C candidate. You are acting as if you are a C student. Did you hear what I said? Acting. You are acting. You are acting like something. When you act like something, you become it, because you look like it. You are acting like an American, then you become like an American. If you're acting like German, you become like German. If you act like English, you become like English. That's why when you get to Eton College, you don't wear the type of school uniform you wear in your high school. You have to act like a gentleman. You have to act like a leader. I'm going to show you a sample of the school uniform. Just the uniform alone. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to disappoint you. If you came and you thought I was just going to tell you something nice, so that you feel good, no. I'm not telling you something nice. I'm giving you the facts and the people. You have to go and research it. So, if anybody ever told you you were broke, and you were poor, and you were dumb, please, I'm begging you, that person lied to you. And here is your scientific evidence. When you came out of your mother's womb, they have now done this. UCLA did the experiment. They did the experiment again in Harvard. When you came out of your mother's womb, you had one brain. You had two hands. You had two eyes. One brain alone had cells inside the brain. Inside that brain, they counted the cells, the neurons. Biologists counted the neurons. Neurobiologists counted the neurons. Neurologists counted the neurons, and they found out, all three of them agreed, that when you came out of your mother's birth canal, you had 1 million cells in your brain. 1 million. Can you write down these numbers? I am giving you statistics about yourself. 1 million cells. That's the number of cells you have in one brain. And one cell, they tested it. One cell, ladies and gentlemen, they took one cell out of the brain, and they wanted to find out what is the mathematical capacity of that cell. They took that one cell against Texas Instruments calculators. Please type that. Texas Instruments is the world's largest producer of microchip. You know your computer you're using now on your phone, it has one tiny chip, it's called microchip, right? One cell was, they wanted to know, does one cell equal one chip? So they took one cell and they raised one cell against a normal calculator. It's one cell. What is 1 plus 1? And then they raised it against the calculator. The cell got it right, the calculator got it right. It's just that the cell got it right faster. Okay? Then they say 1 multiplied by 1. They found out the both of them got it right. And then they tested it, but the cell was still faster. Then they went on to double digits multiplication, double digit division, triple digit. They did the experiment. One cell was always more than the calculator. They said, okay, let's do something else. They combined 2 calculators against one cell. One cell was still faster. Then they had 10 calculators. Texas Instruments did this, ladies and gentlemen. 10 calculators against one cell. Guess who calculated faster? One cell. Then they got computers. A network of computers. 12 computers. Against one cell. One cell calculated faster. They wanted to know the limit. Then they had networks of networks. I mean, 12 computers plus another 12 computers plus network of networks against one cell. Ladies and gentlemen, one human cell did more calculations faster than the entire computer network. The size, you know, NASA? How many of you can type NASA? Who knows what NASA is? NASA. Who knows what NASA is? Please type NASA in your chat box and tell me what NASA is. What do they do in NASA? The Americans should tell us. Please educate us. What is NASA? What do they do there? I need somebody to educate me. What do they do there? NASA. Thank you, sir. NASA has a big computer that is so big it has to calculate how long it will take an object to leave the Earth and go to the moon. To leave the Earth and go to Mars. That's how big the calculator is. So NASA's computer, that big computer of NASA, against one human cell. NASA's computer has already told us it will take 500 days to get to Mars. That NASA computer is very powerful. But when they raised it against one cell of the human brain, one cell of the human brain was still faster in calculations than the entire NASA computer. Now, I have a question for your math teacher. Those of you that are mathematicians, I have a question for you. How can you now tell me that a 16-year-old boy failed high school maths? Or a 15-year-old boy or a 16-year-old girl failed high school maths? Please educate me. If NASA is saying that only one cell from the brain of that boy can do more calculations than all the computers, do you know how much NASA paid for their computer? How much did NASA pay for their computer? So one human cell can do more calculations than the so-called computer. So each time I see students coming to me and I ask them to do a calculation, they do it with their hand and with their brain, and then they go and check on the computer or check with the calculator to see whether they are right. I say, boy, girl, you are doing the wrong way. You are doing the wrong way. I say, okay, now work out. Let's work out the circumference of the earth. Let's look at pi, multiply it, and then divide it by 17, and then multiply again by pi. Do you know what happens? The calculator will give them E for error. Your calculator cannot do it. Your brain can do it. Let me tell you, your brain cell, one, is more powerful than your calculator. So don't you depend on your calculator. That is why the book the boys were holding, you saw the screenshot I showed you. The book the boy were holding does not regard you as another calculator. It regards you as bigger than a calculator. Let's look at the boys again, because I need you, all of you, to be able to see this. Let's look at the boys that passed this exam, the so-called geniuses, because they understood the power that is within them. Can we all see the slide now? We're back to the slide again. Let's look at this. Thank you for those of you, I think the external ones here. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, try and like and share this. If you're on Facebook, I know you are eavesdropping. Like and share this, because today is going to be the turnaround in your life, all right? Those of you on Instagram, like and share it. Those of you on YouTube, like and share it. The biggest sharer will get a prize. So if you like it and share it, the more you share it, the more the prize you're going to get. We're going to give you a ticket to an event online. You just like and share it. So thank you for those of you on Zoom. Who can read the headline of this Zoom? Okay. What age did I tell you are supposed to go to eating? What age do you normally go to eating? At what age do you go to eating? I said it earlier. At what age do you normally go to eating? I beg your pardon? Who said 13? Who said 13? Type your name, type 13 there. If you are sure it's 13. Who said 13? Come on, don't be shy. I don't want you to lose out on your present. You got reward for any activity you do here. Who said 13? You are now shy all of a sudden. You are heading for a scholarship. You got to be confident. I need you to be confident. I know. I need you to be confident about it. You are right. 13 is the age at which you come to eating. You are right. You are right. I'm very happy with that. So now, what you are going to do for me, please, all of you in the house, you are going to type, my age does not determine my ability. All of you write that down. My age is not equal to my ability. Please write that down. Please. If you don't participate, we're going to soon blank you out. Yes, thank you. Can you see some of you are so mathematical? You are writing age not equal to ability. Thank you. Okay, thank you. And these students I'm sharing with you, their story are still very live. That means they are still alive and they are in that school right now. Okay, who can finish the second paragraph of this story? Okay, can you see the slide now? Can we all see the slide? Thank you. Now, did you hear that? I'm not sure you understood what he said. He said a barking boy. Do you know what barking is? It's a suburb. It's a neighborhood in London. It's a suburb in London. Thank you. Is one of the poorest performing locations you can ever be in. They have 9% of the boys and girls going to university. 9%. That means 91% of them are put in a dump. I need you to go and Google the neighborhood because you need to know what is back. It's called Barking, Essex. They tell us, the government of the United Kingdom knows this. They tell us that the estates in Barking are crime infested. They don't expect the students to do anywhere near 40% graduation. When you have the league table of all the schools in the country, the worst performing schools, you find them embarking at Dagenham. You don't know how insulting that is. The government's official statistics, this is not a rumor. The government seems to think that when the divine came down to this earth, he gave IQs, high IQs out in a place called Westminster. And he gave high IQs out in a place called Mayfair. And these are the posh, top area where the properties are very high. And the schools perform higher. And they said they gave IQs out in those zip codes or postcodes. By the time the divine, God, got to Baki, he ran out of IQs. And he gave them low IQs. The reason why I'm giving you this example, because I mentored this boy right from the age of 6. I know what his teacher told me about his ability. I know what they wrote. I have evidence, email evidence, that I can share with you, that whatever a teacher says about you, you go for the exact opposite. Then you are right. If they say you are dumb, if your French teacher says you are dumb in French, just know that you are smart. Because today's seminar is not for people that are bright. If you are bright, just log out, go get your scholarship. But if you need to know that you can get a £120,000 scholarship, 100% free, this is the time we are going to really, really wrestle down all the inhibitions you have. He said a backing boy. You don't know that. That newspaper knows that is a backing boy. That's the news. The news is that somebody from a poor performing neighborhood, from a poor performing school, his elementary school has not sent one person to Eton College throughout their entire existence. I mean, the school he was attending at this time, 8-8, that school has been around for 100 years. They have not sent one person. One person from that school has not passed the exam to get admitted and admission. I'm not even talking about scholarship. Scholarship requires even higher ability. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So if you are hanging around just wanting to have a chat, I'm not here to have a chat. I'm here to share with you that these little children, can you see all of them, are not unusual. The only thing that is different about them, they believe this number I wrote here at the beginning. 1 in 400 million. 1 in 400 trillion. That's what they believe. So I'm trying to advance the slide. Let's just advance the slide. I'm going to come back to this. He is breaking another record. They say he broke one record when he was 8. At 11, he broke another record. Dr. Adibo or Anna, can you advance the slide for me? I think it's not responsive. I need all of you to really know this about yourself. Because I think most people are confused. Please, can you write there that my postcode does not determine my ability? Right there, please. Don't tell me you are in the worst performing area. Please, can you write there? I need you to type in the comment box. If you are watching on... I need you to type on the comment box if you are watching on Facebook. That your postcode or your zip code does not determine your ability. I need you to write it because the governments of the world have told us that your area where you live determines. The reason I'm giving you the Michelle Obama book, Michelle Obama was told exactly the same thing. That she's from the south side of Chicago. When Barack Obama and Michelle Obama came to London and visited with us, they came to our school. She saw the girls in our school. And it reminded her of herself, because the school I go for are not good school. They are the poorest performing school. So that at the age of 9 months, they turn out to be the top performing school. Is everybody listening now? Okay, because I need you to note this. If you don't note it, you have not come for this event. Because all of you and me, we have been told, oh, you live in this neighborhood, therefore you can't do this. Michelle was told by her teacher in school, because if you don't get this right, you will think that your teacher is God, or your teacher is psychic, or your teacher knows everything. Some of you today are not speaking a language because your teacher told you were bad at German, or you were bad at French, or you were bad at Spanish, or you were bad at maths. What does the teacher know about you? Oh, I touched it. I'm going to come back. So those of you on Facebook, I hope you've noted this down, because this is not something you can go to debate. We have people on Zoom from Washington. We have people on Zoom from Germany. We have people on Zoom from all over the United Kingdom. We are using this lockdown to make sure that our brain is not really locked down. I hope all of you have noted that. And if you just joined in by accident, you're blessed to have joined in, because this was a scheduled meeting, arranged. And if you want the handout, please type that you want the handout. I'm going to see how we can make the handout available to you electronically, because it will bless you, especially if you didn't join at the beginning. If you join at the beginning, I'm going to give you a prize. Remember, you're going to get a special prize depending on how well you share these comments. So if you're on Facebook, please share it. If you're on Periscope, share it and retweet it. If you're on Instagram, try and share it. If you're on YouTube, share it, because oh my God, that's done again. So because it is not something that you hear every day. We wouldn't have done this except for the lockdown, because our brain cannot be locked down by the views of other people. So if you are joining us, we discussed this earlier. The boys that had the record, they were published all over the newspaper. All of you to be aware of this. All of you to be aware of this. It's not something that somebody is going to tell you, oh, this can happen or that cannot happen. We have evidence here. And the fact that you are alive today, let me tell you the chances of you being alive today. Let me tell you, is 1 in 400 trillion. That's a probability. So the fact that you are alive is a miracle. So if anybody ever tells you that you're a mediocre, the person is right. Only if you believe it. If you do not believe that you are a miracle, then you just live like a mediocre. Why would you want to live like a mediocre? Because it happens generation after generation, and I'm just honestly tired of being told, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do this. No! Tell me what I can do, because I can do everything. You've got to know that I can do everything, and because I can do everything, nobody can come and tell me, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. Why? Why? We have enough case studies here now and statistics to prove that you're a genius. And if you're a genius, nobody can tell you otherwise. You have to act like a genius. And the next slide I'm going to be sharing with you will give you further evidence to demonstrate that all the things you've been told about yourself are just complete lies. It's true. The system is very antiquated. The system is just too antiquated for anybody to say, oh, no. What happened? How can this happen? Why would anybody tell you that lie? Why would anybody sell a lie to you? Just unbelievable. Real terrible thinking that, oh, I'm only this. I'm only that. Because my teacher said this. Because my teacher said that. Good for your teacher. Good on them. But it's not going to determine who you are. What's going to determine who you are is what we're discussing today. And why we want to get every single learner. It's not too late. We have students as young as 6 and 5, and we've got students as old as 90 and 94. So age is not a factor when you are learning anything. That's what we need to establish. The next thing you need to establish is that your postcode is not. Because there's a big government thinking that if you come from a certain postcode, you cannot get anywhere. And this is universal. This is not just the UK. It's universal. I'll pick up the Michelle Obama book. If you can help me with the hallway. I'll pick up the Michelle Obama and read it for you. Because you can't just sit there and say, oh, this is what happened, this is why it's happening. No, not at all. So I need everybody to realize you were fearfully and wonderfully made, and you are going to absolutely manifest what you were put on the planet for. I don't care what the subject is. Please do show some respect. I don't care what the subject is. I'm telling you, I don't care what the subject is. The subject can be science, it can be math, it can be language. No, I don't care. Because we've seen evidence. We have evidence now. We're not just talking about case studies, we have evidence. And if we have evidence, why should we ignore the evidence? Why would anybody ignore the evidence and start working with the so-called anecdotal, antiquated beliefs? So your genius is established. And if you want to join the boot camp, the online boot camp, you are free to join the online boot camp. But your genius is not in dispute at all. Scientifically, your genius is not in dispute, cannot be in dispute. So whatever you think of yourself, that the teacher told you that you are this and you are that, and no, please. Can I tell you one thing? And the real truth is this: you cannot afford to believe a lie and live a lie for the rest of your life. You can't. Because it's just too expensive. Why would you want to live a lie? Just tell me, why would you want to live a lie? Why would you think that you cannot learn a language when you were built to learn 16 different languages? Why would you think that you can't do maths? Who told you that? Say, oh no, it's in my family. No, that's a lie. Of course, that's a lie. No family is told, oh, you can't do math, and therefore you can never do math. If that's the case, where are Einstein's children? You need to tell me, where are the children of Einstein? Why would you now sit down and say, oh, this said that said this, and because of this, you can't? No. I'm going to make sure that I join my group in the Zoom in a minute, but I just want to make that very clear to you. If you're on Twitter, if you're on Periscope, please make sure that you send me right now either an email or send us details so that we can make sure that you join this group. So I'm going to get them. Can you call them to, thank you. Can you, the other phone, have you got the smaller phone? Okay, then we need to see how we can call them and get them, because I'm just going to use the other phone to call them and let them know that they need to give me the number. I think I have the number here as well. Just need to be able to share the number and join them back. But if you have any questions, I want you to put it there because I need to know what's happening. If you have any questions, please feel free to join in the discussion, because I need to get to the bottom of this. Whoever told you that you are no good, the person needs to change their thinking, because they are wrong. Whoever told you you are not able to do anything, you need to make sure that you persuade them to change their thinking. Why? Because they are wrong. They are 100% wrong. So I'm going to quickly join the Zoom group again and join, and expect every human being on planet Earth to realize this. Until they realize this, we're going to come on with this crusade. It's not time to the crusade. We're going to join the crusade and ensure that you that is here today, you do not end up like the people that are not here. The difference between you being here today and others that are not here is this: you have understood your goodness. Hooray! Turn it down. Am I back now? Okay. Yes, we're knocked down, but we're not out. Okay, that's right. Thank you very much for your patience. So now, I told you that you should type in there that your postcode does not determine who you are. Did you type there? Does not determine your ability and does not determine your postcode. Did you type that there? Yeah, or your zip code. Your zip code is none of your business. If Michelle Obama, look at it, I'm holding on to the book here. Can you see the Michelle Obama book? Can you see the Michelle Obama book? I'm going to make sure that those of you that have been active, this is a present for you. Michelle came down to London. I'll share the screen and I'll make sure that you get that. This is the Michelle Obama book. We are going to read what I said about her struggles with having birth with children. You're going to read what I said because I had advanced. If you followed me last year, we were the people that campaigned and pushed for this book to be a bestseller because Michelle was very honest in the book about her struggles. She shared her struggles with us. Okay, can we go back to slide now? I'm trying to share my slide. It's telling me, what's it saying now? Okay, so Michelle was told because she was in the south side of Chicago, she cannot go to Princeton. Her teacher not only told her that her career advisor re-echoed what the teacher said. Don't believe me. When you get your copy, you're going to get it. Please don't buy a copy. Michelle was very gracious. They gave us the excellence in education we have in our library. We're sharing with you because you are students. Don't buy any copy. All right? Make sure you don't buy your copy. We're going to make sure that you eventually, if you sign on our program, as members of the Excellence in Education program, you're going to have this. All right? Good. Now, you now know that your postcode does not stop you from being what you want to be because Israel has already done it. Can we go on to the next slide, please? Thank you. Next slide. So, the number one thing you are going away with today, the most difficult subject in the American curriculum today as a high school level, and the British curriculum, and the German curriculum, and the European curriculum, the most difficult subject is one they call mathematics. And when you come on our program, we make it very clear to you that mathematics is a game of numbers and logic. It is not the academic subject that they once lied to you that it is. It is not an academic subject, ladies and gentlemen. Mathematics is what you see every day. Today we started this class at what time? Who can guess? What time? Yes. Thank you. What time did you say? Do you speak Latin, madam?
No, sir.
Are you sure?
Well, no, I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't spoken it. That don't mean I can't.
Do you understand Latin?
Maybe just a little bit.
Okay. Dr. Adibo, next time I'm coming on Skype, I will come with a lie detector. So that if anybody lies to me, the computer will tell me this person is lying. Because the last speaker just lied to me. She told me that the class starts at what time? What? What is PM, madam? No, hang on.
Eastern time.
Yes, Eastern time. What is PM? What does PM stand for? No, very close. But what is PM? PM, is that English? No, it's not American. What language is PM? Who can help me?
12 p.m. is afternoon.
No, I will come back to that now. What language is PM?
Post-meridian.
Now you Googled it. That's what Google told you. If you're smart. Now, let me tell you, PM, like you said, is right. It's post-meridian, because the sun used to be the reference for timing in the olden days. So the Latinist, when you say PM, PM is not English. This morning you woke up at what time? What time did you wake up? What time? 7 what? A.M. A.M. is Latin. A.M. is not English. P.M. is Latin. P.M. is not English. Your English teacher lied to you. If you say you don't understand Latin, you just told me a lie. Next time I'm going to come with a lie detector machine. This is part of the lie that they tell us in schools. Is there any mother in the house? Anybody that has given birth? When you go to the hospital, before the child comes, where do they book you? What's the name of the clinic? It's antenatal clinic. Antenatal clinic. What language is that? Latin. Antenatal. Okay? When you give birth to the baby, what clinic did they book you in? Postnatal. Now you are talking. You speak Latin, but your English teacher deceived you into thinking that you speak English. Now, Dr. Adibo, how do you spell his name? What's the first letter of his name? Okay, what language is that from? Yeah? Okay, now, I want every high school child, how many high school children do we have in the call? I need to give them a present. Where are the high school children? They need to tell us this. Yeah, okay, good. High school, middle school, tell me. Now, can you answer that question for me? The A in Dr. Adibo, where did that A come from? What language? Oh, you people are having a fight. Some is saying Yoruba, others are saying Latin. Okay, let's take a vote. Those of you that believe is Latin, put up your hands. Put up your electronic hand, please. Dr. Adibo has a name. He has a letter. The first letter is A for Alpha. What language did that A come from? Now put up your hand if you think it's Latin. Okay? Put up your hand. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put up your hand if you think it's Latin. Put up your hand. Now if you think it's Yoruba. Thank you. If you think it's Yoruba, now put up your hand. How many of you think it's Yoruba? Thank you for your honesty. Thank you. Your Yoruba teacher lied to you. The Yoruba language borrowed the A from Latin and forgot to return it. Did you hear that? The Yoruba language borrowed the A from Latin and used it in their language but forgot to return it. That's why you think that the first letter of Dr. Adibo is Yoruba. It's not Yoruba. From now on, the letters of the alphabet, there are 26 letters of the alphabet. As your homework, you are going to go and find out how many of them are of Latin origin. Can you write that? That's your homework. If you don't do this homework, you can't come on the next class. How many letters in your name, whether you are Spanish, whether you are German, how many letters in your name are of Latin origin? You're going to tell me that. If you don't tell me that, then you don't even know your name. You're not going to enter my class. Is that right? Is that a deal? Number 2. So right there on your chat box, Latin is the mother of the English language. Write that there. The language that gave birth to the English language is Latin. Write that there. You're going to take that home with you. If you forget everything I told you today, you can't forget this. Because if you come to Oxford or you come to Cambridge, at the graduation or what they call commencement, the entire service, the entire congregation, the entire graduation is conducted in what language? Who can guess? How did you know? I'm saying 2019, the one that happened last year, What language was it conducted in? How did you know? Please, can you write that in the chat box? And write that in the comment box if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, write it in the comment box. If you're on Periscope, write it in the comment box. I need to know that you're listening, and I need to know you're taking action. Because this is not entertainment, please. This is a class. It's a serious class. We are doing lockdown learning. We want to make the best use of the time we are in lockdown, so that when they release us, we'll go dominate the earth. So, please write that down. Number 2, mathematics is a game of numbers. I showed you the maths book that those boys were holding. It is called the Mathematics Manual. It helps you see mathematics as a game. So you play the numbers game, you play subtraction. So at the end of each chapter, the normal textbook will say you have problems. And then you have further problems. That's what they have in other books. But in this book, at the end of the chapter, they say games and further games. Everybody sees maths as a game. If you see maths as a game, you play it. Sometimes you win some, other times you lose some, but you come back and play it again. And the more you play, the better it is. We don't have time. I would have shown you. I would have called a 5-year-old on this call. 5-year-olds that I've never seen before in my life. 6-year-olds I've never seen before in my life. And we'll play a maths game together without the parents intervening. When you go on the boot camp, this is what happens. A 5-year-old will play a number of games against me. And a 5-year-old will be able to work out the area of a polygon. A 5-year-old that has not gone to college will give the 5-year-old college level maths to do as a game. And your 5-year-old that you've been told in your family, oh, it's my family, we are bad at maths. No, each time I hear that, it's ridiculous. You know, I had a woman come to us on our program and say, oh, Professor Chris, we read about you, we heard about you, you're doing a great job. My son gets 0. Every time he does a math test, he gets 0. What I want you to do, just take him, just that he gets 30 or 40% sometimes. I don't want him to be like your children. I said, wow. Because that hit me really hard on the head. So I was asking her, who made my children and who made your own children? Who manufactured humans? He said, no, you don't understand. In my family, my father was bad at maths. I'm bad at maths. My brother was bad at maths. So my son is bad at maths. We just want him to remain bad, but not as bad as we. Come on, I didn't understand that. I couldn't understand the language. Because I know that one cell in that boy's brain can calculate more than the entire NASA computer. So I couldn't imagine. How can you tell me that one cell in that boy's brain can calculate, can do the computation more than NASA computer? And now you are telling me that boy is bad at maths. So I said, lady, please, tell me what you want to tell me. She said, oh no, she needs to tell me because the school said this. I said, okay, is there anything else you want to tell me? I said, yes. Oh, also, and she told me about her husband, about her school. Listen, those stories were based on the old paradigm. Any story that you are telling me is based on the old paradigm. The new paradigm has to start from the premise that that child is a genius and that the maker made him to be able to compute more than a calculator. If you don't start with that, then you're pushing me back into the bad old days. And I don't play that game. So I told her, thank you very much for telling me your great trouble. But it will be hard for me to treat your son any different from mine because they have exactly the same maker. The fact that your son was delivered through your womb and my son was delivered through my wife's womb does not make any difference. It's one person that made them. A Ford car that is made in the US or a Ford car that is made in the UK or a Ford car that is assembled in Africa is still a Ford car. Ladies and gentlemen, can you type that down? Your place of birth or your heritage has nothing to do with it. Please write that down. A Ford car that was assembled in mainland US, and a Ford car that was assembled in Canada, and a Ford car that was assembled in Quebec is still a Ford car. So please don't tell me that your son or your daughter hates maths. That is what they told you. That is what somebody else told you. And that person's opinion is a view. Can you see my heart? Can anybody see the heart I'm holding? Is a view. That means if you look at the heart from this angle, you can see gold. If you look at it from this angle, you see a different color. The view that they have is their view. Now, I want to tell you the view of the maker. The view of the maker. The maker has a panoramic view. Panoramic. Not one-sided. Your math teacher knows about maths. They don't know about you. Your geography teacher knows about geography. They don't know about you. I know who made you. Therefore, I know you. Please, can you type it down? Type it down. Type it down. Because this is one of the things you're going to have to take home from this quick seminar. There is so much in you. Don't let any person be so idiotic to say their view of this. Can you see this book? There's a view here. Can you see this book? There's one view. As I'm looking at it, I'm seeing a different view. I'm seeing a back view. Now I'm seeing the front view. Then you can see the side view. Then you can. It is their view of you, ladies and gentlemen. If they are looking at one side of you, I need someone to know the whole of you. And the only person that knows the whole of you, I'm sorry to say, it's not even your parents. I'm pleased to tell you, it is not your bank manager. I am glad to tell you, it is not the best mathematician on planet Earth. You need to know that. Please, let's advance the slide. Please write that down, because I'm going to test you. This is a class. I will test you at the end. And these top scholars will walk away with prizes. Please advance the slide, because we need to know who we are and then operate as who we are, not who somebody told us we are. So, why did you come here today? All of you, I'm reminding you. What are your expectations for the subject of mathematics? What are your expectations for the subject of music? What are your expectations for the subject of language? Because you already know, you speak more languages now. Just discussing with you today, you already know, you know Latin, but you pretend as if you don't know Latin. If I was going to tell you, let's have a conversation, what is that? A conversation, converse, that's Latin. When you say let's have a discussion or a dialogue, that is Greek. Two people, logging. A monologue is one person talking. Do you understand? Mono is one. Die is two. So please don't confuse yourself by saying you can only speak English. If you want to tell a lie to yourself, tell a lie to yourself quietly. Don't come and tell me a lie to yourself where I am, because I happen to know who you are. I don't care about the subject, I care about you, the student. The traditional school system cares about the subject. Their focus is on the subject. My focus is on you, the student. Because once I know your capability, I know how to go far. When you get into a car, you look at the odometer. You see the maximum speed the car can do. 200 kilometers an hour, 180 kilometers an hour, 220 kilometers. The maker said how far that car can go. But when you drive into Washington, they tell you in Washington, D.C., this is the maximum you can drive. They put a restriction on the ability of that car. When you drive into London, they put a restriction. This is the maximum you can drive. When you drive into Berlin, they put a restriction. When you drive into Lusaka, they put a restriction. This is the level that you can go. That restriction is man-made. And therefore we drive that way for safety. The owner of that car that made that car said that car can do. That's why I showed you the photograph of Lewis Hamilton at the beginning. The F1, the Formula 1 car. Because when you go on the racetrack of Formula 1, they remove that barrier. And they say, run as fast as you can. That's where I'm taking you. I'm taking you to F1 racing today. Your brain has to go at the pace, the maximum it can go for music. The maximum it can go for sports. The maximum it can go for maths. It's got to be maximum. And don't you ever deceive yourself because somebody said, do only 30 miles an hour. Oh, my brain don't go that far. Don't you know? Don't you know me? You don't know me. You just see me for the first time. A woman came and met me. He said, I like all your positive talk, but you just see me for the first time. You don't know who I am. I said, oh, I see. Who are you? Are you not a member of the human race? Who are you? He said, you don't know who I am. You're just, I like your motivation. I said, I'm not here to motivate you. Come on. What am I motivating you for? I'm telling you the facts. I'm not a motivational speaker. God forbid. Why should I be motivating you? I'm not an inspirational speaker. Of course I'm not. I ignite you. You know your car right now is parked in the parking lot or parked in the garage. When you get your key, you put your key into the car and you turn it and it says zoom, zoom. That is me. I am the key that ignites the greatness that was buried in you by some people that thought you were not good enough. That is who I am. I don't know how Pastor Debo introduced me to you. I know they sent a WhatsApp message. I don't know what they said I do. Because everybody has an opinion about what I do. Others think about what I am. I was born autistic. My teachers wrote. They said, he can't do this. He can't do this. He can't do this. They wrote the things I couldn't do. And I took the piece of paper and I went home. And when I got home, I told my mother, I said, don't you know, the teacher said I can't do this. And the teacher said I can't do this. And my mother, when she gets such things, she calls for reinforcement. That means she calls my grandmother. My mother called my grandmother and said, oh, the school said this. The school said this. And if you know who my grandmother is, and I'm not sure you people know who my grandmother is. You know a hen and the chicks? You try and get one of the chicks from the hen. You know the hen, they have never read any book on parenting. You know the hen we have? They don't read any book on parenting. They don't watch Oprah Winfrey for parenting tips. They don't go on CNN and go and read a New York Times best-selling book on parenting. The hen, they know what it means to lift up their wings and for the chicks to come in and they protect it. And then they fight you like a eunuch if you try and get any of those chicks. That's who my grandmother was. She will wrestle you to the floor. I mean, you will regret ever telling me what I can't do. Because she will ask you, please, have you told him what he can do first? Please tell him what he can do. I went one day to go and meet her and told her, oh, I wanted to do this, but they said I can't do this. I said, oh, that's good. Who told you that? And she takes me, so, if you do it the first time and you stumble, you do exactly what you did when you started learning to walk. You know, when you were learning to walk, you took the first step, you stumbled, you fell, then you got up again, and you stumbled and you fell, you got up again. Say, boy, that's how you do it. And if you can do it this way, when it's your next birthday again, I got your birthday present for you. You come back and we'll have a chat. My parents were cut out of this because, you know, my parents are very busy. You know, parents are working parents. I had a one-to-one discussion with my grandmother and we sealed a deal. We did a deal on that. She was my best educator. She was not a subject specialist. Please, can you type it in the chat box? Type it. The fact that you are an educator does not mean that you are a subject specialist. You don't need to be a mathematician to be a math educator. You don't need to be a chemist to be a chemistry educator. You don't need to be a linguist to be, oh, you are an educator. Any woman on this call, you are an educator. You educated your son or your daughter how to use the potty, how to use the toilet. You were the first educator. It is more difficult to potty train a child than to teach them algebra. Please write that down. You are potty training a child. You are potty training a child. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are assisting a child. This is what happens if you have the urge to want to wee. You are the number one educator in the life of your son or your daughter. And then you believe a lie. You believe a lie because somebody came to tell you, oh, I got some letters after my name. Somebody came to tell you this and that. I think it's in the greenback. Let's get the greenback. So I'm telling you, I'm getting support here. How many more minutes have I got left? Anna? Oh my goodness. Samantha was going to say hello to you. Oh my goodness. What am I going to do now? Okay, let's run. Let's run as fast as we can. Good. Next slide, please. Okay, here's the photograph of Samantha. Here are children of different parenthood, different postcodes. That is Fabrice Muamba. He played football for England. He played soccer for England. He played soccer for Arsenal. He got interviewed by Piers Morgan of CNN. When he came to me, the parents told me that his school had told them that he cannot spell, that he cannot write, because his heritage is from Congo in Africa. They said he cannot write. If you give him an essay to write in class, he will write 6 sentences and his brain will dry up. And they gave him Shakespeare and he struggled with the whole idea of literature. And they told him that he has to get ready to live a life of failure. And the parents just wanted him to be average. I'll cut a long story because I'm going to come back to this. How many minutes did you say I've got? We're on the 7th slide out of 155. Anna, am I saying right? Anna? Oh my goodness. Dr. Debo, I was just warming up. This is 7th slide. Ask Anna. Anna, can you tell him, please? We're just warming up. This is the 7th slide of 155. Come on. And I deleted them. Remember, I promised you I was going to delete some of them up. Okay, we'll see. You have to extend. Who wants to go home? Who's bored enough as it is now? Who wants me to round up in 5 minutes? Let's put it to vote. How many of you want us to round up in 5 minutes? Let's put it to vote. And how many of you want us to round up in 15 minutes? And then in 20 minutes? And then in 30 minutes? The majority will carry the vote. I don't have a vote. I won't vote at all. No, I want you to type in there 15 minutes. If you want 15 minutes more. 20 minutes. If you want, I know I have a meeting. I know I have a meeting. What time is it? Is the other? Okay, I know I have a meeting in an hour's time. So, but an hour or 15 minutes time. Okay, we'll run as fast as we can. Now, I wanted to take you through the case study here of boys and girls, so that you cannot tell me you are a girl, you are bad at maths. So you cannot tell me you are a footballer, you are bad at maths. Can you see? Is Samantha gone? They need to say hello to people in DC. Now, can you see the photograph of that girl there, top of the class? She is the county champion for 100 meters. She is the anchor leg for the relay, 100 meters. She is the county champion for 200 meters. She sings. What do you sing again? Mezzo soprano, right?
Yeah.
She sang at Balliol College, Oxford, mezzo soprano. Remember, I told you who did I say also went to Balliol College, Oxford? I mentioned somebody big earlier on. Who can remember? No, bigger than that. Oh, no, I shouldn't say bigger than that. But in politics. Who said Boris Johnson? You are a super genius. You are just a genius. Did you do your high school? Did you graduate high school? Did you graduate college and high school at the same time? You were cheated then. You were a suppressed genius. You are dead right. Yes. Balliol College, Oxford was the college of Boris Johnson. And she sang in the choir. Remember, she's an athlete. But she has a world record. Yes. She still has a world record, right? For the youngest person on planet Earth to pass double high school mathematics in maths and in statistics at the age of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's an athlete. She's a musician. She's a mathematician. And she is currently with Microsoft's head office as what? You can pick it up on LinkedIn. It's on LinkedIn. This is not me making it up. Her first name is Samantha. Samantha. Her surname is like mine. Samantha Imafidon. Go and find out where she's working and how many world records she set. Some of them have been broken now, because that's the problem. If you have a sibling behind you, your sibling will break your record. Yes. I don't know whether it depends on who you're asking. Is it the sibling or herself? Okay.
No.
Now,
Unfortunately.
yeah, you have to come. Come and say hello. One second. Just say hello to them, and then you can disappear. She does a lot of team. Is it teams now?
Yeah.
Okay, just come in. Say hello to everybody. They'll be very good. They're from DC. You gotta take them right. If not, when you go say hello to Trump, you'll be in trouble. You were in where were you? Okay, so lean across. Okay. Samantha, yeah, that's her.
Hello.
Say something to the girls in the house. Just say anything to
How are you? Hello, everyone.
She co-wrote the book at the age of 6. The book she wrote in mathematics at the age of 6 is recommended text at university first year and second year and the top high school students. So what math tip can you give all of us?
Oh, right, yeah. So maths is all about playing games. So as long as you like to have fun, then maths is for you. I think, does anybody know the 9 times table trick? Has anybody heard of that?
Oh, you want to do a demo? Do a demo for us.
Okay, so me and my lovely assistant here, Professor Chris, and I'm going to show you a bit of a quick way to remember your 9 times table. So, if you're able to hold up, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Can you see my fingers? Okay, what do I do now?
Okay, so if you can put down your thumb on the...
So how many fingers do I have left now? 9. Okay.
So 9 times 1 is 9. Okay, thank you. If you can put down your second finger.
I put down my second fingers, yes. How many do I have now? 1 on this side, and then 8 on the other side.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well done.
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
said you were a super genius. And then now, 9 times 3, I
Yeah.
put out the third finger.
Exactly. Yeah.
And how many fingers do I have on this side?
27.
Yeah, well,
27.
Yeah,
2, and then 7 on this
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
And then now, 9 times what?
9
4.
times 4. There we go.
I drop the fourth finger.
Mhm.
And how many fingers do you have on this side?
You got 3 on that side. Yeah.
30 what? 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then 9 times 4 is how many?
45.
There
Yes.
we go.
And then the next one. And then the next one.
9 times.
63. And then the next one.
72.
72.
Yeah.
And the next one.
81.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the next one. 9 and 0, right? Thank you.
Yeah, well done, everyone.
This is a tough one. I never knew you were geniuses. You just proved it. Wow. Wow. Do you want to say anything to the girls about computing?
Oh yes, yeah. So just like maths is a game, computing is all about having fun, and it's very similar to maths in that it's all about the way you think and it's all about your logic. So if anyone has never tried out creating anything with technology or code, I definitely recommend it. You know, it's a way of the future, and you know, I work at Microsoft now, and you know, it is a lot of fun. There is so much that can be creative with technology that can make your life easier, but can also change the lives of those around you as well. And look at all of us now in you know, COVID-19. You know, we all rely on technology, so it's definitely an area that I encourage a lot of you to look into because it is the future.
Is computer science a girly subject or a boy subject, or is it?
Computer science is for everyone. You know, please don't let anybody fool you. It's not just for one gender. And if anything, I think girls are, you know, a lot better at it than boys. You know, apologies to all the boys on the call.
Hidden figures.
Oh yes, and Hidden Figures. I don't know if you've ever seen
How
that
many of
show.
you have seen Hidden Figures?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go get it. Or we can put a link. Go watch the Hidden Figures. Do you know why? Why should they watch the Hidden Figures?
That includes some of the first female kind of role models in STEM in general. You know, it shows how, as women, we are needed in STEM, and you know, without us, nothing is really possible. So, you know, if anyone's never considered it, just know that you're actually missing out, and also the world is missing out on the talent that you actually have. So, you know, please do look into technology and see what you feel is fun.
So, does anybody have a hard question for her? She's going to leave it now. How many of the girls in the house, especially if you're in elementary school or middle school or even high school, senior high, how many of the girls in the house have a question for her before she disappears? You have a question for her about music, sports, math? Just ask her any question. You have it now. Take a chance or she'll be gone. I count down now. Take a chance or she'll be gone. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, yeah. Okay, Wanda, go ahead.
So the question is, the lady who was able to calculate the trajectory of the space shuttle, when that calculation in her brain, she think that we as girls or the ladies should be able to understand and calculate just like she calculated in her brain like a computer.
Yes, of course. You know, we all have one brain, and you have to realize that you're actually a lot more capable of what you think you are. You know, just with a bit of practice and a bit of guidance from those around you, anything is possible. You know, everybody is talented. We all have different talents, and you have to kind of work to figure out what your talent is. But yes, anybody is possible doing that. Yeah.
Where are the high school girls? Is there no high school girl here or elementary girl What happened to our girls? They've all gone shy. Dr. Debo, I'm going to give a last chance to one of the high school, elementary girls. You got to ask a question. If not, you're in trouble. Okay, yes. Sharon, fire off. Let's hear your first. And then after you, Grace. Go ahead.
So did you ask about academics and sport? Is that the question? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, the same or similar kind of principles apply to both. You know, it takes a lot of kind of practice, but I think for me, sports was definitely something that I enjoyed. So it was something that I made time for. I actively made time for. And I think it's very important to make time for all the things that you enjoy. So yeah, for me it wasn't something I had to kind of force time for. I made time for it, and I think a lot of the skills are transferable between music, sports, and obviously the STEM subjects as well.
Okay, and Grace? Where's Grace? Okay, fire off, my sister. Yeah. Oh, where's Akin? Somebody's put up your hand. She's wearing glasses. Okay, fire. Ask your question. Oh, you already asked a question? Okay, thank you. Now you confused us. Okay, now do yours then. Good question. That's a good question.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
I think from my perspective, you know, we learn every day we are alive, right? You never stop learning. It's more about your mindset. You know, if you think that you're too old to learn, then you're probably right, because that's what you think. But if you don't let that hold you back, then anything is possible. You know, age is just a number, so I don't think you should limit yourself based on, you know, your age. At the end of the day, you know, if you are excited by something and you're interested and you're curious, you will continue to learn. So anything is possible.
Okay. So no other high school or elementary. Where are the elementary kids? One last chance. Anyone in elementary school? Yes, go ahead. Please. Okay.
To you, so yeah. So oh, that's good. That's really good to hear.
Did you do double maths or single maths? So was it higher maths or foundation? Higher. Okay, so you didn't do anything called additional maths? Okay, don't worry. Is your parent on this call? Okay, your parents, Dr. Adibo, you have to make note of that young lady's details. The parents have to be on the call and then write to the school much later, because she can easily get, she can get a scholarship, right? It's able to, and then she can go on STEM Ed as well.
Yeah, are you in the UK?
Yeah, she's in the UK.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you can get a scholarship. Have you heard about? I mean, answer her first, and then I can deal with that later.
Okay, so your question was on resources, maths resources.
Yeah.
Quarantine. Okay, yeah, sure. So, I don't know whether Dr. is taking you through a bit of self-promotion here, but yeah, the maths manual that I wrote with some of my sisters is a great kind of guide, especially if you've completed GCSE. It kind of goes up to those kind of principles. Yeah, so I would say I'll start there. There's also kind of online websites. I don't know if they've got access to things like Manga High or.
Did you have Manga High in your school? Do you have so your school right now, are you on a Zoom school or they just send you emails? Oh,
Okay,
good.
wow.
Good. So you have your math classes coming up on Teams, right? I beg your. Yeah, but she could have done things like additional maths to boost and algebra. Now, can you get your parents to talk to Dr. Adivo, and then you can go to the Excellence in Education website. We have an account. If you're registered with us,
Yeah.
you get work every single day. Games. You get to play math game online. And it's a joke, really. You enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you can get up to AS level and sometimes A2 level. So why were you shy to answer your question earlier? Were you frightened of her? Okay. This is a family meeting. Hello? This is not a formal seminar in the sense that we're having something. This is a family meeting, so you've got to be comfortable with yourself. And the only question that you didn't ask, please don't hold back any question. No question is a stupid question, all right? We are at different stages of this long journey of life. So, please.
Oh, hello, yes.
Hello, Samantha. You're the star. Come on.
Oh, wow. 14. Okay, wow.
How old is your daughter?
Okay, so your daughter, how old is she now? 11. Okay, so she's in secondary school. Is she year 7 now or year 6? Year 6. Okay, great. So yeah, that's possible to do. Even next year, really this year, she just needs the right guidance. So there's the Excellence in Education support group. I don't know if you're aware of it, but you know that's somewhere that I volunteer at the moment as well, and they run a scheme to help children like your daughter who feel that they like maths, they like ICT, whatever it is, and they feel that they can be accelerated to the next level. So I would recommend checking out that program, and you'll be guided through what it takes to complete that exam at an accelerated pace. That's okay.
Where are all the hard questions? You see, they're reserving the hard questions for me. They're just asking easy beats. Now, who has hard questions to ask? Last chance. Okay. It depends. BET featured us some years back, and out of that we started what is called a Skype school. I think it's now going to be a team school. A Skype school where students in California will come on via Skype and will give them directions and support, and they went on to do their SAT one, subject specific SAT. They did their ACT. So at any level, we could support you if you had Skype. But I think we're migrating to Teams now. So the answer is possible if you have, because we've done it before, so we can do it again. And upstate New York, that's where Jonathan Farley is. Yeah, so we do some, and the power of technology makes it easy for it. So if you're watching Facebook Live, you can watch it from anywhere, any part of the world. So location is irrelevant. It's your vision that's far more relevant. Okay. No more questions for her. Okay. Let's put our hands together.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I might just add a few bits and pieces to this. Number one, depending on what stage you are with the child, if you are elementary school, please, what Samantha didn't tell you was she was a musical scholar at Oxford. That means she went, there's a choir, she's a member of the choir, and you have special treatment, including like going on holiday, all booked for and paid by the college. So if you are non-musical, you are losing a lot. Number one, make sure that your son or your daughter is in a choir from day one of schooling. Day one. Not when they can sing, day one, because they sang entering the world. Number two, get one team sport and one solo sport. Like the Williams sisters. I mean, they are the biggest example on planet Earth. Serena Williams, Venus Williams, they taught us more things in sports than most people will ever think. And then Tiger Woods. So if you want to continue on this program, because quite honestly, I would have wanted all of you to go through most of this. So I'll try and see what permission I have for making the handouts available to you. If you want the handout, let us know. We'll see what goes with it, so that you can go through the whole lot. And if you're interested, we'll do a boot camp for high school students and elementary students, taking them step by step what they need to do online, and start an online excellence in education, including Washington and the Germans, because the Germans are beautiful people. The school system in Germany is great, but you got to know how to navigate it. And the schools will not tell you what you need to be able to enter a university. And those of you in the US, the parents have to be guided about the choice of school. You cannot go to the nearest school to where you are. There are questions you ask every time you apply to a school. If they don't give you the answer, you go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So going forward, I hope you captured my email address and the WhatsApp number. If you're interested, let Dr. Adibo know the age of the person involved, because we have had students that were 4 years old, we've had students that are 40 years old, we have students that are 90 years old. 90, yes. There's what is called neuroplasticity. It's a scientific understanding that you learn, and you learn certificate, you can still acquire another certificate. Please write that down. Until you have a deaf certificate, you can acquire a new certificate. How many of you are older than my mother? Who can think here? Who is older than my mother here? Put up your hand if you're older than my mother. She still learns. Each time she comes, she's able to see them because she lives in a different continent. Her grandchildren, they are scattered all over the continents. She sees them through what? A giant album. You call it Facebook. She taps it on her device, and her children brings it, and she sees all her grandchildren. When she was in school, there was something called Facebook. Means go and face your book. That means you have your book and face it. So she's still learning. So I don't understand when people say, I'm too old to learn. I don't know. You see, the phone I'm using now, I didn't use it 2 years ago. I had to learn to use the new phone. In another 4 years, when we all meet, by God's grace, the phone you are using now, you will not be using it. You'll be using a new phone. You learn about the new phone. So please, learning doesn't end in the classroom. No, 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 no. No, no, no. You learn before you enter the classroom, and you continue learning until you expire. So the lady that said she did her GCSE, you have been cheated. Get your parents to speak to Dr. Debo. As you are home now, you could have joined our lockdown learning. We did one at the weekend, and we do every day. Your mathematics you were taught in your school is 1 GCSE. 1. That means 1 credit that you can get from that subject. The mathematics we will expose you to, like Samantha, or should have asked her, Samantha, are you gone? Normal people get 1 grade from mathematics. Normal people. Gifted people get 3 grades from mathematics. My students get up to 9 grades in mathematics. Let me put it this way. You do maths that everybody does. You do maths that is called additional maths. You do maths that is called statistics. You do maths that is called algebra, independent assessment. You do maths that is called functional skills. That's the 5th. You do maths that is called foundations of advanced mathematics. Hello? Did you see that? Yeah. You got 6 subjects out of 1. I've not finished with you. I've not finished with you because you do further maths, AQA. Oh, the lady that asked the question, what exam board did you do for your GCSE? Can you tell us? Who asked the question about GCSE? She's gone? Yeah. No, no. What board? Was it EdXL? Was it AQA? I beg your pardon? Okay. AQA has another paper. They give it for gifted children. It's called Further Maths. AQA. And it's a GCSE Maths. Your parents can still write to the school to say they want you to do it privately. And your school might say yes, they might say no. If your parents write a letter and say, here is the check, we are ready to pay for it, your school will say yes. If you pass, your school will be so excited they will refund the check to your parents and for the newspaper to say one of the best students we had this year passed AQA Further Maths in year 11. And you have a big party. Do you listen to what I said? Normally, the maths department will say, you are not good enough. They won't put you in for AQA Further Maths. If you tell them, they will argue with you. If you pay for it, they will say, okay, you are risking your money because they think you are going to fail. If you now write it and pass, you'll be in the top 0.05% of your year in mathematics. They will phone the newspaper. They will phone, no, they won't phone the newspaper. The BBC will phone your school because when the result comes out, the BBC will get to know. And they want to interview you. How were you able to pass Further Maths? Because Further AQA Maths is the same as AS/A2. They will say you're a genius. But like Samantha said, you just play the maths game, play the number game, and that's how you got better at it. Pastor, what else did you say now? You. Okay, step 1. We will find out the strength of your child. If the strength of your child is in music, we will see what we will tell you what you need to do to get musical scholarship. If the strength of your child is in singing, we will see what you need to do to get singing scholarship. If it's in piano, what you need to do to get a piano scholarship. If it's in maths, what you need to do to get a mathematical scholarship. If it's in language, I hope all of you in mainland USA and all of you in the UK are doing German as an additional subject, because there is a German scholarship that you can win. So if you are interested in all of this, please send the ages of your children. That means son, age 5, daughter, age 6. Send them to Dr. Debo, and they will arrange, based on the number of students we have, what special program you need to do to be able to get the drama scholarship. Then in November, when lockdown is over, those of you in the United Kingdom will invite you to a secret location in Chelsea, where you will meet the heads of the top schools, top 200 schools in Europe, and some from the US. In September, if the lockdown has been lifted, we invite all the senior students to a place in central London, in West London, Earls Court, where you will meet the heads of all the top schools from the US. Duke will be there, Harvard will be there, and we will walk you through, step by step, what you can do now to guarantee, not hope, not pray, guarantee a place in Yale or Harvard or Princeton or any of the feeder schools. So you got to get all your details to Pastor Debo, or you can go on our website. If you're on Facebook, on Twitter, please go on our website and type in excellenceineducation.org.uk. You will see some of the photographs I was showing you here of previous students that the school wrote out that they are no good, who came to top the class, top the year, top the county, and top the nation, and got multiple scholarships. Not one. We are not interested in one scholarship. You get a scholarship to study in Germany for free, a scholarship to study in Scotland, in England, in Cambridge, in Oxford, in the US, in Hong Kong, all the top schools in the world, the top schools and top universities in the world. What do you need to do now to get your son or daughter guaranteed to get into Oxford or Cambridge ahead of their mates?
I have a question, Professor.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, one of my girlfriends, she's on the phone right, on the Zoom, and her daughter right now got accepted for Harvard, but I'm pretty sure she wants to come first. She's on, I don't know if you see Leandra on there, Leandra staff, but she's on there, this staff right now.
Is she asleep?
I can't see if she's a little shy, you know. Her mama is on there also. I think Marissa.
She got a place in Harvard?
Yeah, I think it's in what?
To study what?
Okay, let me see right here.
What was her ACT score? Or did she do ACT or SAT?
I don't know. Marissa, are you still on the line? I mean, on the Zoom?
Is that Marissa?
Marissa, yeah.
You got to identify yourself, because you will need to go on a special program to prepare the way for you to enjoy your stay in Harvard. My mentor, my big mentor that I didn't tell you of originally, his name is Professor Maxwell. He finished from Harvard in 1962 with a PhD. His book was recommended reading for 30 years in Harvard. I will need you to talk to him Dr. Debo, can you please contact her or her parents? There are some things she needs to do now that will prepare her for Harvard. Except she has a big brother that went there last year, or a big sister, or a family friend that went the year before. There are some things she needs to do now, right now, during lockdown, that will get her reorientated for life in Harvard. Because it's different from your high school, very different. So, Dr. Debo, can you facilitate that for me, please? For the young lady that got accepted into Harvard, she's up to Boston in the fall to start her program. I need to know A, her program, whether it's the sciences, the arts, or the liberal arts. B, what she will, I'll definitely tell her what she needs to do.
Minister Celia, I see on the line. She's not here. I can't see the screen, so that's why. Yeah, I'm looking at the screen now. She says she will have spoken. What is her name? What? The young lady, Leandra Chavez? There's no such name here.
Okay. Now pass all the message to her.
I see her name on chat, but it's just private. Oh, okay. Let me call the Chavez name. Okay. I'm calling her.
Okay. Okay.
Can I ask a question while they're trying to get that?
Please do, please do.
Put a message in the chat. So you were talking about a few events that are going to take place for your students are going to complete. If you're hoping you can, I mean, once you're hoping you can.
Yes.
Excuse me, Minnie, so you can speak yourself. So my question for you is, how can the U.S. students participate in those events? Is there some kind of virtual link or something? Because some parents may not be able to afford to fly them to England.
Of course. There is an American version run by Fulbright. If you join our program, we're going to give you the dates we are going to block in your life, depending on the age of your child and the stage of your child. There are some days that are crucial in the academic calendar. If you miss them, you wait another 12 months before they come round. For instance, I would love for all of you to have come with me in the month of January, mid-January and then late January, for a program that gives you new tools on the most difficult subject you have. So I find out which subject are you struggling with right now. And then we can tie you up with an app on that subject. So you put the app on the phone, not a black and white textbook, and you interact with the phone or a tablet. And then the subject is given to you in a very, very easy way. So I will give you dates in January, dates in September, dates in November of specific activities in your school, in your location. I'll let you, once I give your details, to Dr. Debo, I will know which of you are in high, senior high, junior high, and then I'll be able to tell you what you need to do then with music and why you need to do it. So it's a shame. What I'm trying to do now, we normally do over a weekend. So I was a bit ambitious. I cut out some slides, by the way. I cut out some slides. So I thought we could get pretty through. So we might have to rearrange other times to find out how we can take you through case study, what you need to do. Case study, age, what you need to do. Did that answer your question, or do you want to come back? Please come back if you're not clear. Did that answer your question?
I think Leandra's on the phone. That's Leandra, I think, asking a question.
Okay. I just speak up. Leandra, can you speak up?
What do you mean?
No, I asked Meander a question.
Can Leandra speak now?
I'm speaking.
Yeah.
Can you ask your question?
No,
That wasn't the answer.
no. Leander needs to answer my question. What program did you get to in Harvard?
What was the question?
What degree program or undergraduate program? What is the name of your program that you are going for in Harvard?
I don't know. I'm not signed up with a program with Harvard right now.
Did you apply to Harvard or are you hoping to apply to Harvard?
I did not apply to Harvard.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Where are you hoping to go to next?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Is your parent with you on the call? Okay. Okay. Don't worry. We'll have to discuss it off the Zoom because I'll be interested in all the senior students that are making applications. I want to know whether you are doing the SATs or you are doing the ACTs or you are doing the AP or you are doing ACT2 and you are doing SAT2 and what other assessment you are doing that will give you advantage over everybody that are making applications. I want to know how many of you are good at sports if you are in senior high and what sport you're good at and how you could get the scholarship. $90,000. In the UK, the same thing applies. How you can get the scholarship. What about students already in college to get scholarship? Yeah, if you're already in college, you need to tell me what degree program you're on. You need to tell me what your GPA score is. Or if you're in the UK, whether you got a first, a 2-1 or a 2-2 in your last term or last semester. And then be able to work. Yes, there are scholarships for people already in college. And there are people that want to do a master's level degree. And there are scholarships for those that want to do a PhD. Depending on your heritage, what you want to study, where you want to study it. If you're on this call and you are from Africa, there are opportunities for you to come to Canada. It's all 100% paid. You don't have to pay anything. If you're in Europe, there are opportunities for you to come to the US, 100% paid. If you're in the US, there are opportunities for you to study in the US, 100% paid. To come to Europe, 100% paid. You just need to be told and shown the direction. Because there are some scholarships, listen to this, that are undersubscribed. This is where it hurts. There are people that have 5 scholarships available and only get 2 applications. So they automatically have to accept them because there are vacancies. People don't apply because they don't know. And the institutions don't advertise it to high school students. Don't ask me why. Please, don't ask me why. They are in the USA doing religion. Okay, that's specific cases. I will find out what you are doing, which university you are, and then what you need to do now. But I must know your GPA. I must know your GPA. If I know your GPA, then I'll be able to see which one you go for. I know your interest in sports. I know your interest in music. I know your interest in languages. You can do exchange program in Germany. Meanwhile, your degree will be awarded in the UK or in the US. All of them free. Free. You don't pay anything. Okay, Dr. Divo.
Yes, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your pouring out yourself and we want to thank you and we will surely get back to you on the maybe the feedback and that will determine the next. I believe everybody has been able to ask questions. I want to thank Pastor Freeman Johnson from Berlin, Germany, for coming online.
Tag? Guten Tag, guten Tag, guten Tag. Right. What time is it now? Huh?
Yes, it's 9 o'clock in Germany.
Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. You join the civilized world. It's only your time around.
Okay. So, guten Abend, Dankeschön. Das war's.
Oh, danke. Tschüss. Tschüss.
Auf
Wiedersehen. Okay.
Wiedersehen und gut Deutsch.
Ein bisschen Dutch, ein bisschen. Enough to put me into trouble. Not to get me out of it.
Well, Professor, you are speaking in tongues.
No.
You are speaking in tongues in Boston now. We thank you for coming, and those that are also longing from Africa, some came from Nigeria.
Oh, listen. If you came in from Nigeria, you can apply for the Commonwealth Scholarship. You can apply for the Chevron Scholarship. You can apply for the Boko Haram Scholarship if you're in the north. You can apply for the there's a scholarship for people in the militant area. So it's a myriad of scholarships. So depending on your location, depending on your gender, if you are Abuja or north of Nigeria, there's a special Boko Haram assistance for people that have had their education disrupted by Boko Haram. So you got to, I'm sorry, I didn't get to that. But make sure you talk to Dr. Adibo, and then we're going to get all the people, so we have your details, and then we can match the ones that you have. Please don't think you're in Africa, you're not qualified. Zimbabwe, you qualify. South Africa, you qualify. The French-speaking qualify. The German-speaking qualify. If you are tall and you're a 6-footer, the Americans are looking for you. They want you to come and play what is called college football. And I'll give you the link. I'll give you the link to the parents. Okay. Of course. This is what I'm talking about. Michael Jordan. They're looking for the next Michael Jordan. Thank you for coming. I love your enthusiasm. I love your company. I love your interaction. So I'll see you soon.